Is it Maya? So let's take a character. Uh, since I don't have a character in Max, I will get from Maya. Just a sec. 100 as Maya character. What happened? What is he saying? No, no, no. We are not going for the girl. इसमें dragon भी है. Then I am going for a simple cartoon character right now. This character has been made by Niranjan. We are gonna take this character for facial rec. Hello. Are you gonna listen? Sir, yes, sir. Tell me, sir. Let me export this character. Why I am taking this character? Because it's you can see they'll make few facial expressions of this character, and before after that we are gonna apply the morpher. Okay, so how we can do that? Let's study. Collapse all. Collapse all. Right now it doesn't have any history. Oh. इसका हिस्ट्री डिलीट करने का फैशन उसका अलग अलग है. It stores there only in hierarchy. Okay, so you can move forward, backward, depending upon your requirement, and you can change. So let me first align this character. And in modeling you might have been taught to make hello. So now what you're gonna do is either you can apply turbo smooth over here, or first of all, for your comfort, you can make, I'll take this much only, okay, 4. But actually what happens is, what, suppose you want to create, means now you are in a stage where your actor can be rigged, but what about the face, how it can show facial expression? Because without facial expression, body movement, you cannot show, it's not gonna emotion, no, emotions can be shown without, with physical movement also, but not at up to that extent. Okay, so, or how it's gonna talk, simple sense. For that we require this character to morph. Okay, so what are the things that we should make basically? So expression sheet will be again given by the 2D artist. There are two things, one thing is vocabulary, second thing is expressions. Both are separate thing, not combined thing. Okay, let me show you what are those. I think I have already downloaded in Maya. Classes are there. Yes. So this is called expression sheet. What are expression sheet? Basically, whatever the character you have made, a 2D artist will make facial expressions of that character and will give you, and whatever that is required as per the character expressions, that you will be given and you have to make according to that. Right now you can see 1 2 3 4 5 6 3 is 18 17 states of face are there. So this is happy, this is happy open, this is evil happy, this is evil happy open, laughing, smirking, angry, angry yelling, confused, surprised, shocked, worried, indifferent. Many expressions are there, but these are not the vocabulary states. These are showing just the expressions. Okay, what are vocabularies? These are vocabs of that same character. So if you are saying AI, AI, in both your mouth is gonna open, tongue moves. But since we talk in such a speed that we don't, in animation, we don't make each and every words. Basically, we stick to 9 to 11. Basically, it should be 11 according to my vision. But wherever I see, since this sheet has been driven by those persons who are from Western world, okay, so they leave out few of the uh, words, two words. So basically A, I, O, E, W, R, T, S. The way to pronounce them is almost same. Okay, T, S. Now you might be saying for T, what we are doing? We are releasing, means at the end mouth is open, T. Okay, and S, L, N, F, V. So V, what we are doing? We are spreading our mouth for V, and F closing it. So basically Or let's see MBP. M, in M what are we doing? In certain fashion we are closing our lips. M. And B, we are opening but into reverse of M. Okay, so in that means in that fashion it is being used. It is not like means MBP is pronounced in the same manner. M and B are in pronounced in opposite manners. But since we require just -1 or +1 in the morpher, this is the reason it is being accumulated into one facial expression. U, Q, same manner. U, Q, W, R, A, I, O, E, T, S, L, N. So basically what you're gonna do is, first of all, go home in front of mirror, see yourself how you are producing these words. Take a snap so that you can understand, more closely, because if you see these drawings, they are being done by artists, but you might overlook many things. But if you are seeing your face, at times you see it at much more depth. Okay, so try it with your face, with vocabularies, and even with the expressions. You can go for expressions and vocabulary and check how you are behaving. So basically, why I am saying 11 not 9, because we have 11 swars in Hindi. I am not from Kannada, so I cannot tell how many vowels and consonants are there. Like in English, we have just 5: A, E, I, O, U. These are vowels and consonants. But in Hindi, we have 11 swars and rest Vyanjan. So, since Hindi or Sanskrit both have, are basically a scientific language in which whatever swars that we produce are, they are being determined according to our mouth shapes and according to the tune that we produce. Okay, and by combining those tunes, we create vyanjans or different types of ka, kha, ga, ga, something like that, or XYZ in English. Okay, so these are the things. These are the. This is the reason I am telling you should go for 11 vocabularies, and this thing is different. This so will be given to you. Suppose in the whole movie, if the character is not crying, then what's the use of making that facial expression? But if he is happy, then also he can talk, and if he is sad, he is gonna talk. So vocabulary needs to be made, but expressions, it is being defined according to the character. What's the role of the character? How long will it stay in the movie? And what's the duration, and what are the expressions that are actually required? If some villain is there who comes in angry pose only and he dies, so only angry and dying position means expressions will be there, like Allah's position expressions. Rest he will not require. Okay, so it also depends on the requirement, that what are the expressions. I am telling you, these are not just the expressions that you have to make. It can go up to hundreds and thousands. Okay, so it all depends on the requirement, because this is just the facial expression. We have certain body movement that are being morphed. Like, it is very difficult to create, if we move hands from this position to this state, this shape changes, and we will not be able to make, these changes. Means these changes cannot be done automatically with the help of joints. So in that state also we require morphers to work and bring the changes. in bellies. Suppose we want belly to be bouncing. Either we can put a bone in belly and move it, or what we can do, we can create a morpher and we can do certain changes into that. So morpher is not stick to just one thing, it has a very vast scope. It's up to you how you use it. Okay, now let's try some of the expressions how we can incorporate. So on Google, if you will just write, if you are not sure how to get these things, simply write expression sheet, sorry, okay, and you will get. If it's a meta human character, choose for these kinds of reference. Meta human to have already rigged, you know, even the, you can see many types of sheets are available. You can go to any website and you can check. Then you can have vocabulary reference sheet. So you can see this has got less state. You can choose okay. So give time on to this, you see. From this to this, you need to blend shape it. So for serials, they don't create too much of expressions, and in 2D, so it is like open mouth, closed mouth. If you are going for very low quality 2D, if you are going for a little bit high configuration, you might be no high expressions. So for there also, this sheet has been drawn, has to be drawn. So let's try it. We have a face, we have a character. Okay. So what you need to do is, and what all you have to keep in mind. So you, oh, I don't like this session. Where is this sheet? So now the same question that he was asking about the history. From here you are not supposed to, after this you are not supposed to remove the history. Till here You can collapse these things, means whatever you have built you can stack, but after that you have to collapse all, convert it to a single poly or mesh. Okay. So leave one. This rule is simple, that you cannot change the amount of faces that is present or the vertex order that is present into its duplicates. If you are changing that, this morph is not going to apply onto the others. Okay, so this is the simple logic. You cannot do extrude, so means in general terms you cannot do extrude. You cannot move, you can move the vertex from here to there, but you cannot extrude. Simple thing. Okay, so how we can do this thing? Let's try. Suppose I'll try for A and I. Now, before starting, there are few rules that you should understand. First rule is, I will even make this thing and talk so that you can to make the changes we have soft selection. Okay, enable it. Okay, and now you can select the edges. Let me just select, press Z and reduce the fall off. Like this. Okay. So for selections you can use this side. Like this. Okay, and you can reduce it. Now let's increase it a little bit. Okay, and you can so here comes the rule of symmetry. Basically, our eyes are not adapted, means our eyes are very sensitive. It can catch between organic motion and mechanical motion. Okay, so what are organic motions? And if something is happening in symmetry, you might be saying that this is a very small movement that we did, but even that small movement is being noticeable by our eyes, since our mind cannot differentiate between these small movements. That is why it goes into the confused state, and in that confused state we say that this is not looking good, this is not looking okay, something is wrong with the expressions of this character. Means right now what I did, I moved both the sides, vertices for the expression. One expression, smile expression with mouth open. I'm going to open it right now, but before that let's study. So you can see very closely this, whosoever is the artist, he is aware of that symmetry rule, and that symmetry rule says that your left side or right side should not be identical to the left side. Okay, so you can see both the faces, means area has spread backwards, but this is a little bit less and this is a little bit more. Okay, so you have to remember this thing while making the movement. Now, second thing, it's not a rule, but it gives you a greater privilege that because this is easy to make. We are going in the side and selecting once at once we are able to select both the sides, and now we can move both the sides, and one expression will come, but this will give you just one expression. Okay, so what you can do is, if suppose in smile he is like moving just this side only and not this side, and since you don't have this thing in two different mesh, what will happen? You will have single mesh only, and you will not be able to move on a single side. So it's better to replicate both these things, like this area should be animated on one morpher and second side you animate on the other morpher. So this will give you a greater privilege and greater strength, in that you will have greater control over your character, that even if somehow the rules of symmetry is breaking, or uh, if any more changes are there, you can do that. So how you can do that? I will not move both the things at once. Again I will deselect to the extent where I have selected just, or I will just deselect it. Okay, and I will increase like this. From grow you can increase, and from increasing the fall off you will be able to increase the affecting area like this. Okay, and now you can move it in that same fashion, rotate it a little bit like this. So if you are doing something like this, since you are doing it mechanically, it is not possible to copy paste, means do the exact movement that you have done over here to this area. So the rule of symmetry has broken. Now it will look okay. Okay, so you can see I have created an expression over here, something like this till here, let's see. And because of this eyes also get a little bit of affected, so I'll just select both these like this, increase the fall off and move it a little bit like this. Okay, because if you are moving this and eye is not moving, then it looks a little bit unnatural. So one movement I did. What more you can do? We are making this expression and not a closed one. Okay, MBP we are not making, we are making this expression, so we have to open this mouth also. So what we can do is, we can select this, remove the fall off, okay. Now you have to select properly all the vertices that are facing, because we are trying to open. And don't use this thing with smooth on, because after making the changes, what we have to do on final character, we have to do the modification means smoothification. Not smoothification is not a word. We have to smooth it out. So a lip area is the toughest one to grab. Remember, once it is open, then you can use this state separately. Tongue is rigged. This also we do wire rigging. We have to search between this. So my while modeling, it's always advisable to make the face with a little bit of mouth open. Otherwise, you can see you will face difficulty. You will not be able to distinguish between what are the top one and what are the bottom. I hope this is the one. Let's move a little bit from this only. I will try to rotate it little bit, and whatever that is left we are gonna rotate or adjust later. Why only half is moving? No. Okay, so not much left. We are gonna fix that thing. So while modeling, you have to consider that you are not modeling for showcase only. It has to be practically applicable. Oh God. What happened? So that you can understand that you don't go through these kind of stuffs. It is a good model, but I don't know how many good modelers you will get in your production house. And nothing is easy, by the way. What markers रहता है? Really? अपने आप आ जाता है? I was not aware. For that, first mouth open रहेगा, then you will specify that these are the cluster areas. No, no. But modeler अगर सही नहीं बनाएगा तो how will this change starts with modeling? No. Change start with modeling department only. Okay, if modeler is not doing his work properly, UV texture artist will not be able to texture it, rigging artist will not be able to rig it, animator will not be able to animate it. This is the reason now it is taking it takes years to create an animated movie, and lots of amount, and this is the reason they are being paid also. If it's easy like AI, you write chat, you will be thrown out, and the person uh, fighting with it. Why is he fighting? Ah, so you need to upgrade yourself. That is what is the situation is. So what? Not, nah, your 2D job will be gone. 3D artist will not have any issues. Till now, it has to learn in the 3D space. For 2D images, it is providing okay, whatever kind. And on that, it is doing lip sync also and everything like that has been started. So 3D it will take time. So 5 6 hours, 5 6 years, 7 years, 10 years they have. 10 years. So after 10 years, you will be in 35 40. After that, who earns? Then to you will go to the management skill. Uh, you will be searching for management jobs and not these jobs. No, it's not like that. We have UP and Bihar. Where means those states. What? He is from the UP only? No, MP. Okay, who is from UP? I don't know. There was one guy. Hmm? Except for technology, everything is there. See? All kinds of elements are there except for studies and technology. So, ah, because it's the toughest area. कम नहीं है. At toughest area, toughest people emerges. Okay, those who are deprived of something, they top. Those who get everything in, like I have a super computer. If I would have a super computer in my time, I will not have been sitting over here. That is my thought. But suppose my father would have given me a computer at that point of time, then also I will not be, I might not have been sitting over here. So you have to adapt that kind of things. Basically, if you are deprived of something and you are enthusiastic, then there is no limit. Those guys study actually. Those become IAS and IPS. You are not even able to remember like when are our shifts changing. Means time, these shifts. They are continuously studying at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, and after that, at 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock, they have to wake up to feed their cows, because at 4 o'clock every person in the village its duty starts. And यहाँ तो रात ही नहीं होता है. And so it is like that. This area is so manageable. It's okay. We can manage this thing. Hunger? कहाँ पे? Look, the kind of situation that you see over there, it is everywhere, but in a different way. You are not gonna observe these kind of stuffs if you are there as a guest. They treat their guest like you are not. You will not never be able to get treated over here or in these areas, because Atithi Devo Bhava. But if you somehow you try to stay over there, then to your generations is lost, not you. They think of their generations. Okay. They never try to, humiliate you or something like that. They will spoil your generation. It is something like that. Okay, now let's try to give it an expression. I'll leave it as it is. You can take the time and create. Now, creating something from this, because I will have to make, again do the same things to this one, but with left side, the other side. Okay. Just go. Vertex order will change. There is a vertex order. Basically, vertices are aligned in a certain fashion into this. If you are going to mirror this thing, what will happen? It's going to switch, so that it will not be same. So ultimately, this object will not behave properly. Uh, let's go for eye blink. You already know these stuffs. What is this? It's an editable mesh. Oh god. This is an editable poly. This is an editable poly. It will work on anything. Mesh. What? ये अंतर है. Mesh can be a collection of triads as well as uh, yes. So you can see even if it is looking like a quad, there is a triangulated face over here. There is an extra edge or diagonal edge. Okay, but it's poly. It is not something like that. Now if I select, okay, for edge there is no in dissection line or there is no triangulation line. Okay, diagonal is not there. So it's better to work on polys so that it can be adapted to other softwares also. Now let's do some changes into this. I'll go with one eye blink. You can, what happened? Like this you can select, use soft selection, reduce, then we'll give it a shape. Hello. Similarly, if we can go for say both eyes in one only, or it's best to go with the other one. So I'm leaving the other part. You should have done with this. Okay. Similarly, you can go for these eyebrows for expressions. You can select the edges over here. What am I selecting? Use the soft selection, reduce it according to your requirement. अरे क्या हो गया? हाँ यार हाँ. If you are going for editable poly, after selection you have soft selection, then you have edit vertices, then you have edit geometry, then you have vertex properties, then you have subdivision surfaces, then we have subdivision displacement, then you have paint deformation. Many options are there. If I'll start going in depth, it will take years to finish this thing, not days. What happened? So suppose we have made Do you know something? Now you have by taking out the time like this only, you will have to make O E every expressions of this. Okay, and then once you are done with this, let me close. Don't save. You can select all. Oh, select this thing, and here you will have something called morpher. Morpher. Okay, in morpher you can select multiple targets. If you click over here, load multiple targets, it will give you an option. I'll select all, shift select and load. If you have renamed, it would be better that what you are moving. Right now I haven't renamed, so it will come empty and it's done. Now you can see. Okay, you can blend between any two shapes. Oh no, with eyes top you cannot close this, and then you can, which one is the closed one? It's closed. Okay, so this is how you apply morphers to a target, multiple morphers. Once you are done with this, you are not supposed to apply or collapse this thing. Okay, now you are gonna simply apply the turbo smooth to smooth out whatever. What was this? Like this, it's gonna smooth out everything for you. The same thing for belly. It doesn't have a belly. For chest area, for biceps, you can make the changes. That is called morphers, and you can apply it. It's a very simple thing. Muscle में काट सकते हैं. That is what I am saying. You can use it. This is just a tool. Okay. For hammer, you can break a head also and put a nail into the wall also. So it's up to you to decide. It's a hammer. Okay. I already told you, now we can make beautiful things with this, like you can spread out wings of this character. Forgot. Remember. So you can do various kinds of stuff with this. It is for that specific object. ग्रुप करने के बाद how will you change? I don't know. You understood what he is saying? This is what you are saying. You have converted all the make. अरे इसी को ले लेते हैं ना. One box is this and four boxes are there. We have grouped. Now what you are saying? Why will I duplicate this? For this character, वो ओपन करना पड़ेगा because we cannot access. इसमें ये नया फीचर आप ही लोगों से तो मुझे पता चला था that they have incorporated such a beautiful feature that you need to open this group first. Which group was that? This is the one, right? And now morpher. I'll go to morpher and but इस पे हो रहा है नहीं हो रहा है that you need to see. So let's open second one also group. तो ग्रुप क्यों करना है? टेल मी दैट. एक साथ चलने के लिए उसको ग्रुप थोड़ी करना होता है. लो सो गुड. डोंट सेव.